Alright gang, welcome back to our Barker Family Farm series. It is now July, a little bit later in the day. It was raining this morning and it has stopped. It looks like the fields are dry enough. It wasn't a major rain, it was a very short period of rain, but getting a little bit of a later start here. Now I had Sharon drop me off up here at the shop, and we leased this fint here, which we're going to take back, and hopefully we don't run into any traffic. Normally there's not much on this side road here. On the way back, we've got 3 fields to harvest today. We're going to harvest all 3 of them. And, yeah, so last episode, you met Charles and Sharon got along pretty well. I think they're going to move forward, it seems like. We just got to go through the banking stuff and all the paperwork and everything else. But it seems like we may have potentially found a buyer for the farm, which is fantastic, right? So hopefully that continues and that no major issues happen when the bank gets involved, right? Make sure everything is approved, the loan, etc., whatever needs to be done. But in the meantime, we've got 3 fields to harvest, so we might as well harvest those and potentially try to make a little bit of money, right? We're going to put it all into the mill, which should produce a nice chunk of change for us. How's everyone doing today? I hope you're all doing well. Things are good here, all things considered. Happy that we've seemed to have found a buyer, so this will not become a subdivision. At least we hope. Now, I do believe I am going to drop straw, I think. Yeah, let's drop straw. Let's drop straw. I don't have anything specific to be able to utilize the straw for, but it could potentially produce us a little bit more money. So we're going to go ahead and drop the straw there. And we'll see if we can figure out a way to pick it up, whether we lease anything or not. We are currently leasing this harvester and header. It's a really nice one. It's a nice Fint 5275. Haven't utilized this one yet in the game, but really, really like it. It's a nice one. Haven't seen anything of Danica yet, but I expect once she finds out that there's some paperwork potentially happening to the farm, because I think she is partially on the account, there's going to be some hell to hear about, I am sure. So hopefully it all goes through before that happens, but I would expect that she's going to be rearing her ugly head once again. Well, I say ugly head, she's not ugly, but you get what I mean. Figure of speech. Rearing her ugly head mad about this, and probably mad at me. Very, very nice day after the rain was done. Very, very nice day today. There's not a cloud in the sky anymore. There was earlier, obviously, with the rain, but there's not a cloud in the sky now at all. So we got this field to harvest here. We've got the field, obviously, right next to us here. And then one of the first fields we ever did here on the series, way over there by the farmhouse, that one's also ready to harvest. So we've got 2 oat fields and a barley field ready to harvest today. Next month, I believe the wheat field will be ready, and I'm not sure about the rest. I'm not sure about the soybeans and the corn. I'm not sure about those. I don't think they're anytime soon. Other than that, things have been going well here on the farm. Not really a whole lot, just trying to help Sharon out as much as I can. Haven't had a whole lot to do farm-wise. We've just been kind of in the waiting stages for it to be ready, and obviously for the crop here to be dry enough. We got really lucky with the rain. It was just kind of like a quick shower. And it was about, like, I don't know, like 7 in the morning, something like that. So it only took a couple hours for the sun to come out. It's the middle of July. It's hot. So it, you know, dried it up pretty quickly after we did a sample. We were good to go. Let's see. It's about 90 degrees right now. Somewhere between 90 and 93 degrees right now. Very humid. Ohio is very humid and hot in July, so it did not take long. Now, other than these fields here today, that's the main thing we want to accomplish today. We might end up even baling today. I'm not positive if we will or not. We may or may not. Haven't fully made that decision up yet. Oops. I thought we were done shooting out straw out of there, but out of the drop. But evidently we were not. That's okay. That's still our land, so we should be able to pick up that straw, no problem. Just may not look as good as it should. Yeah, I'm very, very excited that it seems that Charles is interested in moving forward with all of this. This is good, man. I didn't want this to go away either, so I'm hopeful that everything goes to plan. And we got a trailer over there in the silo. We probably will put some of this into the silo itself, but then the other bit of it will go in directly into our mill. More than likely we will put... Well, now that I said that, I don't know. We might put all of this in there. We might put all of the straw into the mill. Probably makes sense for us to do so. It's going to make us more money in the long run. Make Sharon more money in the long run, I guess I should say. Or at least get to a stage that helps Charles out if he does buy the land, right? We've already got some of the crop being produced for him into flour to make him a little bit more money in the long run. Maybe he wants to take that flour and go to a next step, right? Once Sharon sells it, though, it's really all on him. Like, he can do whatever he wants with it, right? We just gotta hope he sticks to what he's been saying and what we've been talking about and how he wants to keep it as a farm, right? Man, there is a lot of excess straw coming out of there. I'm not used to that lately. This is not anything to do with the actual series here, but most of the stuff we've been doing is much smaller equipment, so we're used to it done, you know, moving a little bit quicker than we are right now, so that's okay. So we got to get this field done. This field does have some hail damage in it. I don't even know if you can see it or not. Let me see if I can scroll out there, or zoom out, rather. There's some right there you can see. That one has quite a bit. There's 4 spots on that field over there. I don't know about the field near the farmhouse. I do not know how much that one has. I didn't really look, but I think it does have some as well. As a matter of fact, we can look at that here in just a second. Let me get partially turned here and moving in the right direction here. Yeah. We got a lot of hail damage, if I'm honest with you. Everyone around us did too, so it is what it is, right? So these 2 fields, ready to harvest, and then this field right here is ready to harvest. This wheat field is not. The corn and the soybeans are also not ready to harvest. But everything else, we're going to be harvesting today. The wheat, I would suspect, is going to be next month, I believe. Yeah, it'll be next month. Let's see. The soybeans won't be for a bit. The corn, probably a similar status here. Yeah, not for a while, so... those are the fields we're going to be dealing with here. Now, it is technically the second month for barley and for... no, it's the first month for oat, excuse me. The second month for barley. So at a bare minimum, we have to get the barley field done today. We don't necessarily have to do both of these fields today if we don't want to. I have plans to try to do both fields, but there's not a guarantee that I will do both. We may save one for next month, and then that way we have a wheat field and... an oat field both to do, right? We'll see. We are almost full here, so soon enough we're going to have to jump over there and hook up to the trailer and then unload this. So we've got a really good yield we're getting out of this field, which is great. So right now I would typically start to do up and down, traditional up and downs here, but I think I'm going to do one more headland pass down here just based on the fact that we are almost full anyway. And that way we can get kind of down here to the end and then just unload without having to start going this way and then have to back up and unload it, if that makes any sense. It will once you see it. I don't know how our greenhouse is doing today, if I'm honest with you. I would assume we're still doing pretty well there, but I don't know for sure. We'll utilize the Puma here. Yeah, it looks like there's quite a few pallets there of lettuce that have spawned, so that's nice. A little bit of a teaser here, but whenever this series does end, I've got some real-life footage of what this was based off of that I will be sharing at the very end of this series. I'm very happy that I was able to get it. I was not able to, well, I guess I could have. I probably would, if I would have got caught, I probably would have got in trouble, but I was able to get, you know, a decent amount of footage of it. I wasn't able to go all the way back to the farmhouse or anything like that. Like I said, I mean, there was nobody working that day from what I could tell, so I probably could have walked all the way back there and nobody would have known the slightest, but I didn't really want to, in case there was somebody, I didn't really want to get in trouble for that and, you know, breaking and entering or anything like that, right? I'm not entering, I wouldn't go into the house, but, you know, I'm on the land that is no longer owned by us, right? So, when I say us, I'm talking about a family, distant family. So, you know, it'll be cool to add that in at the very end. It certainly won't be until the series is over and we've finished it. It'll be kind of that extra bonus footage that'll be added towards the end. So if you are watching it now still at this point, and maybe that's something for you to look forward to if you're interested in it at all. I'm happy I was able to get it. Like I said, it's not perfect. I wasn't able to go back by the farmhouse like we have here, and, you know, I told you that they had some walking trails and stuff back there. It seems, from what I could tell, they've already started to knock down some of those trees back there where that is, so real sad, but it is what it is, man. It's gone now, so, but I'm glad I was able to at least capture some of it. Although, to be fully transparent with you, when I say some of it, there's no crop field left. It's all been torn up, but the house is still there, and the main drive in is still there. The tree on the edge is still there of the creek, which you can't really see the creek. I talk about that, but I mean, it's very small. It's a little bit smaller than this creek, to be fully transparent with you. It's really only utilized when it's heavy rain or runoff, you know, for the crops and stuff like that. So it is still a creek, though. It actually does have water in it, but it's just very, very small. Not as, I mean, that's a creek for sure, but I mean, it's not even as full as that one is. So anyway, we're almost done with this field. I think we're going to do all three, gang. I think I'm just going to do all three of them. It's not going to take us too long to do that. And then that way, you know, maybe we think about doing the baling possibly in the next episode with the one field of wheat, right? Maybe we go that approach. I don't know. This isn't too expensive to lease. It was about, counting the header and the actual harvester itself, I think it was right around maybe just under 15K. So not super expensive by any means. We'll probably incur a couple $1,000s more overnight, if, you know, holding on to it. But it's going to be cheaper than us, you know, doing the first initial purchase, right? The purchase lease. The first lease, you whenever you buy it, you have to pay a certain amount right off the bat, and it's going to be cheaper just to hold on to it for 1 month than to return this and then lease it again. We'll do one more headland pass here. I mean, it's kind of an awkward field anyway, so it really doesn't make that big of a difference that I'm doing these, I don't think. Anyway, I've rambled on for quite a while here. Let's get these fields done here, and then we'll see where we're at after that.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up. Tonight, we gonna light it up, babe. Tonight, we gonna light it up. Just like the sunrise, we gonna light it up. just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we're gonna light it up tonight. We're gonna light it up, babe. Tonight we're gonna light it up just like the sunrise. We're gonna light it up.
All right, both of those oat fields are done. We're just waiting for the remainder here of the oat to transfer into the trailer here. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to drop all of this directly into the mill. I've made the decision. We're going to do it all. Talked about kind of going back and forth a little bit on that, but we're going to do it all in the mill just to make some flour. There's no reason not to, I don't think. Maybe I'm not close enough. There we go. I wasn't close enough, I guess. These mills, I've always had issues with them for whatever reason. You got to be very much precise. You got to be right on it, or it won't accept it. All right, good. That's a lot of oat, and that's all that we can fit in there, actually. Ooh, that's not a good thing. I guess we'll have to put some into the silo then. I don't think there's any way around it. Let's go ahead and turn on the oat flour, and we're going to do them all in storing. Yep, and it'll start chewing through that. It has 27,000 liters in there. Now, actually, I hope, now that I say this, I hope we can actually fit this into the silo. I know they kind of share with the silos, which is not the most ideal thing, but now I'm a little concerned that this isn't going to fit in here. Okay, it's going to. We're good then. We're good. Maybe. Unless it only takes like a couple liters. Oh yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good. Alright, so let's go ahead and get the harvester. Let's head on over to our barley field now. I started to get a little concerned that I wasn't going to be able to get the harvester through here, but there was plenty of room. It was not a big deal. Alright, let's go ahead and get this thing back started up again, and we will get going on this field over here. Dropping straw again, at least we should be. Yep, perfect. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the steering assist on this one as well. I think I'm going to do 2 headland passes here on this one. Perfect. And we are moving. So yeah, just kind of a bit more of a ballpark here. So, you know, this section here, the house here, you can still see it. All of this field here, all this area of the field, this entire section all the way out to the main road, it has all been torn up at this point. There's dirt kind of moved everywhere. There's excavators and stuff all over the place. So it definitely doesn't look the same. But I do think whenever I do share this at the end of this series, what I was able to capture, record, and just take pictures of, I think you'll get a relatively good idea that what I've made here is a very similar setup, right? It's very much reminiscent of what it looked like. So, yeah, it's sad, man. It's really sad. The house over this section over here, I think I talked about at the very beginning of this series. The on the other side of the creek here, this side over here, houses are already they've already begun. There's already houses that have been built. It's not done. It's not a done subdivision yet, but they've already started to build those. I have a strong feeling. I don't have any guarantee of this, but I have a strong feeling what they're going to do is probably the houses over there. They'll put a connection road from there over to this section over here. So, well, I guess we'll see. Maybe I'll go back and take pictures of it once the whole housing subdivision is complete as well, and we can kind of. I probably won't be. I mean, I won't be able to put it into the series. The series will be done before all of that's done. That's going to be a couple of years before all the houses and everything are done, right? But, you know, maybe I share a picture or something on my Discord or in just on YouTube in general. Who knows? Maybe I just share something of you know, before and after pics, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, either way, it's a very, very sad thing right now. So we gotta get the rest of this field harvested up here. This one's got quite a bit of hail damage to it as well. We already have 55% full here of barley, so I feel like we're getting a really good yield out of this one as well. So these are all really good things, right? Having this type of yield, that means we're gonna make a lot of flour. It means Sharon and or Charles or whoever else ends up buying the land here will have a very good yield as well, right? We're enticing them to buy it more with the fact that we're taking, you know, crop and turning it into a byproduct, which is going to make them more money in the long run. So, we got a bunch of honey over there. I don't remember when it's best to sell the honey. We probably should think about selling the honey soon, I would think. I would think it's somewhere around now, but I could be wrong on that statement. I'm not very good at guessing stuff. No, it was March. We missed it. We already missed it. That's okay. Not really a harm in holding on to the honey, right? Honey's always in demand, so it's not a big deal. It doesn't really fluctuate that much, price-wise. Not like 1 month is... I mean, it is, but it's not like 1 month is typically way better than the other. They're just very similar priced throughout the year. We're going to do the second headland pass. I probably didn't need to do it, actually, now that I'm seeing this, but, I mean, why not, right? Doesn't really seem to me like it's even doing a headland pass here. I think I might turn the lines on. I don't really normally leave the lines on. I normally just don't like seeing the lines. Huh. Well, I don't know. We'll keep going down this path. That's fine, I guess, for the time being. And we'll come back the other way, I guess. I know a lot of people, it doesn't bother them. I mean, I guess to an extent the lines don't bother me, but at the same time, it just feels like it takes away a little bit from the series, I guess. We're not going to get to the end of this. We've got to stop right now. We're not going to get to the end of this. We're going to have to shift gears here and go to the outside. We're going to be full before we get to the end. Told you. Called that. Alright, let's get into the Puma here, and we'll head on back, get this thing filled up. So yeah, we'll see, man. I feel like this is... It's going to be a sad moment when the houses actually start to actually, you know, go up and into the air. Like right now, they're just kind of getting the ground laid out and, you know, everything else. Probably some pipe and everything else in the ground here soon, right? Just all that kind of stuff, sewers and everything else, right? All that stuff has to be done before you really start building the house, so... but I guess we'll see. It's not a very big field here. We just did a long time-lapse, and I don't normally like to do time-lapse after time-lapse, but I don't have a whole lot else to say right now, so let's just, let's get this done. All right, we're nearly done here with this field. We got about, I don't know, 3 more passes here, and we'll be done with the harvest. Pretty good yield, I feel like, man. I think I said that already, but I feel like all 3 fields really gave us a really good yield, so... okay, I lied. Maybe there's a little bit more than 3 passes, but there's not too many left. It won't take us too long to do this. Now we're going to take this barley and put it directly into the mill as well, and then when we're done, I think what I'm going to plan to do is wait to pick up the straw until August, and then in August we can harvest this wheat field over here, which is relatively large. And then also take care of all the straw. Now as far as the straw goes, I'm not sure how I'm going to do it or what I'm going to do with it. I don't know if I'm going to go the forage wagon approach and then just go find somewhere to sell it. I don't know if I'm going to go the bale approach. I guess it really depends on what kind of deal the shop gives us, if they give us a deal at all, for leasing, right? Whatever is the best deal for leasing, and really, I mean, if I'm honest with you, whatever has the best width as well, right? If it's a small width, but it's a really good deal, I don't think that's really going to help us out too much. We do need a relatively decent-sized width, at least a bare minimum. You know, I would like, if we're going to go bales, I'd like to at least, you know, utilize one that can give us the largest bale size possible. I don't want to go with one that can only do the smaller sizes. I feel like that would just be extreme, given the size of most of these fields. Most of these fields, they don't necessarily look that big, but they are quite large. I mean, ideally, it would be nice if we were able to, you know, at least, I don't know, something like this one right here, where it has a windrower on the front, right? Doesn't necessarily have to have the thing on the back where it, you know, stacks them up together, but at least one that has like a windrower on the front, that would be nice, because then maybe we could grab, you know, 2 or 3 of these paths of straw, right, and kind of push them together. So there's a leasing cost right there that we just had to pay or incur. It's quite a lot. That was actually a lot more than I thought it was going to be. If it's $5,000 a month, I'm not sure we are going to be able to keep this, actually, now that I think about it. I did not realize it was going to be $5,000 a month, or an hour, rather, a month. Ooh, that's a lot. We'll have to think about it. I might end up returning this between the last episode, or between this episode and the next one. I don't know yet. I'll have to think about it. But we're pretty much done, so we're going to go ahead and get the rest of this up. We'll unload it into the trailer, and then we'll go and drop this off into the mill, or at least as much of it that we can get into the mill as possible. And then the rest we'll put into the silo. Better stop right there. A couple times I had a habit, I'm sure you saw it in the first time lapse, where I started to turn, just out of a habit, before it was done dropping all the straw. So we've got a bit of an awkward straw path. Or straw swath, whatever. Alright. It is all done, so I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. We'll just leave it there for the time being. It's not going to harm anything. We're leasing it anyway. We don't need to spend the effort to put it underneath cover. Got a feeling this might be the last major time we see the farm here in the way that it is, at least for now. I have a feeling that things are going to go well and that the sale is going to go through to Charles. Hopefully that's the case. Who knows? Maybe he'll hire me on as a you know, a working hand or something. Who knows? Doesn't necessarily have to, but we'll see when the time comes, right? He's got to buy it first. He's got to be able to get that approved first before we make that decision on what we do. Whether we get, I guess, in theory, kicked off the property, or if he potentially extends an olive branch to hire us to continue to manage the farm. Who knows? All right, so the rest of this will go into the silo. Ooh, that was a big jump there. Must have hit something wrong. Alright, and with that, gang, we're going to leave the episode at this point. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I would greatly appreciate it. If you smash the like button for me, thanks so much to my members. Cannot thank you guys enough. There's a link down below in the description if you're interested in any of that. There's also the Discord link and everything else you need. And, yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.